Hi, I'm Whitney Sewell, founder of LifeBridge Capital. We've had numerous questions about the LifeBridge Capital Fund, and I wanted to answer a few of those for you today. This fund is going to target 1/3 development and 2/3 value add projects. The fund will be approximately $30 to $40 million in size and should have 4 to 6 projects within it. That's going to vary greatly depending on the amount of capital raised and the amount of deal flow that we have as well. Everyone wants to know, is this a 10-year fund? No, it is not a 10-year fund. That is not our intentions. The paperwork and documentation shows 10 years. It could be 7 to 10-year fund. That is not our intentions, though. The legal documents will show that we want to be as transparent as possible about that. However, our goal is to be winding this fund down by year 7. And so people want to know, then, well, what happens with those deals in the fund? How many will we be purchasing or when? By year 2 or 3, if we have properties that we are exiting very early in the fund, we may roll that into the next project because it's much easier to do a 1031 in a large fund like this. And so we may roll that into another project, and that would give us a big boost as far as our returns in the fund. But later in the project, later in the fund, we will start returning those funds to investors instead of looking for more projects. Say by year 4 or so, especially any later than that, we would be returning funds as opposed to looking for more projects within the fund. So we want to be as transparent with you as possible to just inform you that it could be a 10 years, but that is not our goal. That is more so for flexibility, because we do not know what tax laws, 1031 exchange, capital gains, those things are going to be 5 years, 7 years, much less 10 years from now. And so we just want to build as much flexibility in our legal documents up front. This fund will only be open for a short period of time, most likely 60 to 90 days. It will definitely not go past the end of the year, but it will be open for a short period of time. That is when you will have to invest. You will not be able to invest after it has been closed. Our goal is to have these funds deployed before the end of the year. And due to the value add projects that are in the fund, distributions will begin in January of 2022, and then they will continue monthly thereafter. Cash flow projections are based on previous projects and market statistics. We want to be as conservative as possible and count on a drop in cash flow. We will be completing cost segregation studies on every project within the fund. Value add projects, they will begin immediately, and depreciation will be received for investors that year. Obviously, development projects, we cannot do cost segregation studies until they are completed. So in the year they're completed, you will receive depreciation for those projects as well. Past projects that we have done will average anywhere from 30 to 40 cents on the dollar. Of course, I can't say that exactly what future projects will have, but that's been our expectation. Obviously, I would always advise you to consult with your tax advisor. At LifeBridge Capital, our goal is to always be aligned with our investors as much as possible. One way do we do that is by investing in the deals personally as well. And that's not from fees that are accrued from deals, but that is our personal money that we are investing along beside you. Right now in the fund, we're not exactly for sure the exact number that will be invested, but on previous projects, there's been $500,000 to even up to $1.2 million just from the general partnership that's been invested per deal. And so I would imagine at least $300,000 to $500,000 at a minimum in this fund. But yes, the general partnership will all be investing alongside of you, our investors. The timing of raising capital for this fund will depend greatly on the deal flow and not just the number of projects that we have and the amount of capital that we have raised. So if we have more capital than deal flow, we'll stop raising for a time and then reopen possibly at a later date in the year. The fund will be permanently closed, though, before the end of 2021 either way. Our goal is to have at least 2/3 of the projects in the fund as cash flowing, value add type deals. The other 1/3 or less will be development.